Welcome to God with George Ortega. This is episode number 112. I'm recording it on Sunday, March 28th, 2021 at 7:50 p.m. Eastern Time. And just recorded Monday's episode. And now this is Tuesday's. All right, God, let's get right to it. It's funny, when I talk with God, I kind of like sit back more. It's when I'm talking with the audience, I tend to like be more, and probably, it's better if I don't sit back, but I'm tired, I guess. I don't know. Anyway, so God, what are we going to talk about? Sometimes, like, I'm thinking you may be preparing my life for like a major change. I mean, this, in other words, like, I don't know what's going to happen with the world in terms of like money and all. That's, I think we're eventually going to have have a different kind of economic structure, capitalism, whatever. But I don't know, because basically, there's going to be a lot of jobs that are going to have to be created, and I don't know. But what I'm trying to say is that it seems like, you're preparing to have me get good enough. And this may take, God, I get it. It may take another year or two for me to get really good enough at base. I think I was like saying, oh yeah, another 6 months, another year and all. And perhaps if I was practicing 5-6 hours a day, but I hadn't been, I'm practicing more. So it could be that within a year or two, I'd be positioned to maybe, make some money as a studio musician. But even grander, I guess, is like, it seems, God, that you're determined. You're determined that I obtain the financing for this film and get this film made. And that'll be wonderful. I mean, like, people don't really get, very, very few people on the planet get how harmful this belief is that you're not all powerful, that we have this thing called free will that allows us to choose our thoughts and feelings and all. I mean, most people would think, oh no, this is a gift, we get to feel proud for what we do and all. But now, what would it, in that sense, it results in arrogance, so yeah, God, if this film, beginning the conversation, because like, I as you know, God, in the screenplay, I go through the different sectors of society, business, education, religion, medicine, criminal justice, that is like really very directly affected by this belief, negatively affected, as well as like our social interactions. So I would really, again, I'd really appreciate your getting me as motivated as I need to, and giving me the whatever I need, the ideas, the attitude, the strategy to let's say, when do you think? I mean, because this film, see, God, I don't want to start this film too early. That's the other thing. In other words, like, the film may take a year or two to make, closer to 2, I would hope. I wouldn't want this to be rushed. And I guess with 2 years, and maybe, it might take 3, because I guess, I don't know about, I want this to be theatrical released. So I don't know if there's like a backlog of films that are waiting to be released, once the distancing's over. But I guess what I'm trying to say is like, I'm in no great rush to have this film, be premiere, but I would, I would like to have the funding in place. And God, like, again, I appreciate your giving me the attitude that, well, um, if I designate about a year to really, within a year, I should be making dozens, if not hundreds of phone calls. And see, when I start thinking about that, God, that gets a lot more interesting. Doing these cold calls that in the past you had me very afraid of, basically because you didn't allow me to do the work to prepare. Like creating a script and practicing it and thinking about it and rehearsing. Yeah, you didn't, you hadn't made me do that before, allowed me to do that, however you want to say it. And it is still a bit early. There's still way too much going on. Maybe part of it is the beginning of Biden's presidency and all this stuff. But I guess I'm thanking you for giving me the confidence that although it's ramping up somewhat slowly, you are ramping me up to finance this film, to make this film. And I also thank you for my not being in a great rush to have it done. I mean, ideally, yes, if it were up to me, I'd have it be done tomorrow. I'd have the film come out in a year in theaters. But that's, well, I mean, yeah, that's for my benefit, but it's more so for the benefit of the world, because again, to have people get that we don't have a free will, it's just it's surreal. It's surreal to reach that realization. It's so real to consider how misguided, opposite to reality, our view of who we are has been for a couple of millennia at least. Yes. All right. So God, I want to talk about something else. So yeah, we talked about the film a bit this episode and last episode. It's not like I don't want to talk about it more, because I do believe it needs to be talked about more. But what else? Well, all right. What I want your help with is I want to meditate a lot more. I mean, a lot more. I regularly, I guess for the audience sake, I regularly meditate 1, 2, maybe 3 hours a day. That's my standard when I'm not meditating much. When I'm meditating as much as I would like sometimes, because I really enjoy, being in that state. I'll meditate 6, 7, 8 hours a day. Meditated more sometimes, and because God, I think, if I'm not mistaken, meditating during this time where I have it in mind is an intention, not an immediate intention, but certainly an intention to finance the film, to become a studio bass musician, but especially the film, I guess. The meditation helps. It allows me to, and it's ironic because, like, when I'm meditating, I'm trying not to think about the film or anything else, but just for whatever reason, some really great ideas come while I'm meditating. And actually got to, like, yeah, I this is good. So when I'm meditating, as you know, God, because you make this all happen, you give me these ideas that I want to just, like, get up and get them done, write something, do something. And I'm getting better at resisting these temptations to just interrupt the meditation. But I don't think I'm as proficient in that as I could be. So I'd appreciate if you helped me to trust that if it's a really good thought that you give me in meditation, and I don't jump up to get it done, I don't interrupt my meditation to get it done, that if it deserves getting done and all, that you'll have me remember that, that I shouldn't even have to just jot it down during the meditation, that, if it really is that important, I want you to remind me of these things. Okay, what else? I was doing good. I'm trying to lose some weight, and I was doing good before Passover. And I don't know, it didn't seem like I was eating that much, but apparently I was, because I gained about 3-4 pounds. I was down to 159, and now I'm back up to maybe 164. And I want to get back down to 153. So yeah, I'm basically going easy on myself with this God, because a lot is going on. I'm just like, but I really want you to give me the willpower to over the next 2-3 weeks get back down to 153 and then stay there. I like that weight. I enjoy that weight. Thank you for Rabbi Noah Weinberg's 48 Ways to Wisdom. And God, let me just talk to the audience briefly. People, if you go to a website called simpletoremember.com, that's got to be simple to remember, right? Simpletoremember.com. And it's one page that contains links to all the 48 episodes, 48 ways to happiness. And let me, as a public service announcement, God, let me just interrupt our conversation just to inform the audience what these episodes are about. Because, the guy's brilliant. He's a sharp guy. He knows his stuff. He's caring, he's compassionate, he's got great rapport with his students. I can't, he's an excellent, excellent rabbi. So anyway, I'm going to go, for the benefit of the audience, I'm going to go through the 48 ways one by one, just at least in terms of the titles. All right, number 1, be aware of every moment. 2, listen effectively. 3, say it out loud. And this is great. So a lot of times, I haven't listened to this one. I don't think I've ever listened to that one, but what happens is when we say things, that's why I'm doing this. That's why I'm doing this series. When I say things out loud, whether to an audience or to you, God, it has more of an effect on me, on you, on people. So number 4, introduce yourself to yourself. Number 5, the power of awe. I'm going to just go with the title, and I'm not going to say the numbers anymore. Mastering fear, the true charisma, constant joy, total concentration, honor the wise person, work it through with friends, growth through teaching, be deliberate, think about it, written instructions for living, oral instructions for living, apply business acumen to living, marriage power. This is great stuff. The use of physical pleasure, wake up and live, the art of conversation. The art of conversation, God, is something that this world really, really could, if we could cultivate that, because what I find is people like this. Yeah, no, conversation's an art, and we really need to get better at it. So laughter is serious business, conquer frustration, the good heart, search for wisdom, no pain, no gain, know your place, happiness, protect what is precious. And so like I'm at episode number 28, but I'm going backwards. I started at 48. So I have in like 27 happiness. I listened to a bunch of them back in the mid 80s or maybe the 90s. No, this one, I think this was the mid 80s. Yeah. Yeah, it was mid 80s, late 80s. But I didn't listen to all of them. So I know this, I want to go through this. I just, I started this, so hold on, guys. Protect what is precious, subtle trap of arrogance. That was a good one. I got to listen to that again. Be loved by others, seek the ultimate pleasure, love humanity, fulfill your obligations, use your inner guide, love criticism, handling social pressure, never be bored, responsible decisions, share the burden, make others meritorious. Not sure what that meant. Getting into reality, peace of mind, fascination with living, analyze the issues. Number 45, expand your ideas, learn. See, this is like amazing stuff. Learn to live in order to do, and 48, educate that. Actually, there's 50 ways. They're called the 48 ways to wisdom, but there's 50 of them. So it's 50 is like, 49 is organize your mind enough to like say it's 48 and be 48, whatever. And 50 is like rewards of gratitude. So, all right, so that, simple-to-remember.com. Again, you just listen to it on your phone. They last for about 30 minutes, sometimes 40, and they're great. All right, so God, I want to talk to you again because like that's the plan. All right, so yes, help me not eat more tonight because again, I gained a little. I thought I was losing. I gained some more, so that's not good. But yeah, and this is great that I'm asking you because I should be asking stuff like this. What else should I ask you? I've got a couple of cards that I wanted to send out. That I haven't sent out for. I've got some bills to pay. Help me, God, just start learning. No, actually, what I'd like your help with is feeling a bit more calm, accepting of what you have me doing. Because, to be honest, my understanding is that you had me wanting to and working to become a bass player, studio-based musician. But, for whatever reason, you got in my mind that, well, why don't you pull out these old songs that I wrote in the late 90s, mid to late 90s. And so now what I did is there's about almost 60 of them. And so what I pulled out some of them that I thought were the best that I want to re-record. And so God, I guess before I ask you to help me, succeed in re-recording, are you sure that's what you want me to do? Because, I don't sing that much anymore. It doesn't feel right for me to sing that much anymore. I sing a little, but, the re-recording these songs would be not, and I'd also have to play rhythm guitar, lay down bass tracks, and the drum track. So yeah, part of me isn't really looking forward to doing that, God. So I'd appreciate, if you want me to do it, then, I would appreciate your having me want to do it also, just be motivated, because otherwise, all right, 8 minutes to go. So what else? Yeah, these are interesting times, God, very interesting times. And I'm so glad that it's been a little over a year. I mean, it was a year in Yom Kippur, Rosh Hashanah Yom Kippur in September, that I started attending services again. And I finally joined a congregation. So that's been such a blessing. And I guess that's what I've been focusing on, just cultivating that mindset, and as well as God, I appreciate the community that you're moving me to be a part of. Um, it's I realize it'll take a while, maybe a year or two before I really get comfortable and get to know people, and I mean, it's been a little different since everything's been on Zoom, but that's actually what I definitely want your help on that, God, because again, this film, I'd like it to be made. I think the world would benefit from it being made, but yeah, I think what I'd like my next, I don't know how long you want me here, God, but if you want me here like another couple, 2, 3 decades, I would like, if you don't mind, for it to be filled with a few more people, because you've had me play have this hermit thing for the last few years, not too many people. I mean, I'm grateful for the few friends that I talk with regularly, and my brother and all. But I really would like this, to be working with people, or I mean, it's interesting. When I was younger, God, used to have me hang out with people a lot. I'd invite my friends up. They're almost all guys, just, on Friday nights for the Sabbath, and we'd go across the street, get some Chinese food, and they'd go to a movie, whatever. And it was great. Sometimes there were 5, 6 of us, sometimes more. We'd have these great political, philosophical, religious discussions. So that would be something that I would really enjoy again. And all right, 5 more minutes. Yeah, I gotta thank you, God, for allowing me to do this series, talking with you like this. Because and this is again for the audience sake, it's so confusing talking with you, God, whenever I remind myself, oh yes, this, this already, but and this is kind of like what people will understand, with the free will thing. Yes, it does seem like things are up to us, but they're not. Yes, it does seem like you're saying things to God that God doesn't know, but she does. So we have to get this right. But again, I thank you for allowing me to do this series in the relaxed way, not expecting any more from it than happens. It's a great attribute of acceptance. It's really much bigger in Buddhism than Judaism. And in Stoic philosophy is the same. Just like, hey, just do good and don't concern yourself so much with the outcome. Our work is simply to try to just be focused on doing more good. So, all right, well, this is great. So I don't have to do an episode. Well, I guess, yeah, I should do Wednesday's episode. Well, tomorrow's Monday. And so, all right, so yeah, I can take tomorrow off and do 2 more episodes on Tuesday. I'll do Wednesday and Thursday's episodes on Tuesday, and then do a final one on Thursday, on Friday, whatever. So, all right, God, what else? Yeah, do me a favor, get these, MSNBC, CNN, New York Times, Washington Post, especially these podcasts, the New York Times, they are not covering as much as they could about what's going on. Well, I'm not even going to get into that because sometimes I feel like I'm asking you for something and on such limited knowledge. I guess with the corporations and Biden and the government, I have to trust that the people who have the power to restore our democracy, to help us solve our problems, want to do that. Understand the necessity of doing that, and that I'm not, my involvement isn't necessary. So, all right, less than 2 minutes. What else? Yeah, again, the difficult part is I'm talking with you, and I appreciate, thanks for having me go to services Friday night, because that was nice. I do enjoy the services. I mean, like, it'd be great if you I mean, I know this is too much to ask, but it'd be so wonderful if you had them say, well, we've been doing this in Hebrew for so long now, we're going to do it in English so we can really understand what we're reading, and the audience could, I don't know. I hope that happens. I'm not holding my breath. 1 minute left. Thanks. So, catch this. I'm talking to the audience now, God. So, hold on. Thanks for watching. Catch this every Monday through Friday at 5 p.m. on White Plains Community Media, channel 76. If you get Optimum, 45 if you get Verizon. And the episodes are also on YouTube and Facebook. And, God, it's, you have to wonder, again, this is episode number 111 or 12, I don't know. And you got to wonder where we'll be at 150 if you have it go. Because sometimes I think to myself, nah, you've done enough. But I mean, it's hard to give up on a show about God, because it's a show about God. What can you do that's greater? All right, thanks for watching. See you soon.